Welcome back to the show. You're watching Morning Live. Good to be in your company. And we promoted in the last hour. Leanne spoke about it just recently. Ultra distance trail runner Ryan Sands has won 20 races across all 7 continents, from running up to 250 kilometers in temperatures ranging from up to 40 degrees to minus 15. He's the only person to have won the 4 Desert Series, winning all 4 of the events, and the only South African to have been crowned the overall champion. He's won and set records in some of the world's best-known trail running ultras, including the Jungle Marathon, Leadville 100 miler, and Trans Gran Canaria. Not to mention fastest ever times during the Drakensburg Grand Travese and the Fish River Canyon Trail. The 34-year-old, and he only just turned 34 5 days ago, this year released his book titled Trailblazer. He joins us now to chat about it. A very good morning and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay, I've been able to get through, I'm not going to say the entire book, but
Yes.
pretty much half of it. And it's written very conversationally. So it actually sounds as if you're reading the book, but you're right in front of the person and you are telling them. And not only that, but you also have got little tidbits, how to pack lightly, how to train, things to avoid, all those. Is that what you really want to achieve with it?
Yes, I think like kind of the conversational style, when I sat down with Steve and we started writing the book, I really wanted to try and go level down kind of from the traditional stories that people had heard about me and really go into like what goes through my mind when I'm sitting in my hotel room for 5 days before a race, and kind of there are obviously a lot of highs and lows that a lot of people don't hear about. So I thought it was important to kind of really try to get into what goes through my brain kind of mentally, and then also just tell some of the stories, some of the crazy adventures I've been on over the 6 to 8 years. And then, like you mentioned, I also wanted to try and impart some knowledge, so giving some reader takeouts, and as far as kind of giving young and up and coming sportsmen that kind of are looking to find sponsorship, like kind of how I did it and so on. So I think I've tried to make sure that book appeals to kind of not just the kind of serious trail runner, but to people of kind of all levels, and hopefully kind of the general person on the street.
I know at the moment you're on pretty much a countrywide book tour, promoting it and signing autographs. What has been the response to it? Yeah,
it's been very cool. I think initially, like when I held the book for the first time, it felt a bit like crazy that I was writing a book. Like this whole process has been pretty crazy and overwhelming, but yeah, it's been cool. Like the response has been really good. Still in its early days, but it looks like the book's even going to be translated to Spanish now, so it seems to be doing really well.
That's something that was noted by one of my colleagues, Craig Murray, when he did a package on you, because you were promoting it at the Cape Epic at the prologue, and said that you are often recognized more overseas than you are in South Africa. Do you think it's because trail running is quite a niche sport?
Yeah, it's definitely a niche sport, but I think kind of Europe, just like the Spanish and the French, are just so fanatical. Like you run a trail race in, it's like kind of the Tour de France with the amount of support, and even in the States it's growing really quickly. But it's cool to see how quickly trail running is growing in South Africa, and probably the trail races here are generally a lot shorter. They don't have as many ultras, so I tend to do a lot more racing overseas. So maybe that's a reason. But I think I've always been really proudly South African, and I definitely get lots of support when I'm back home.
And that support is something that you mentioned. Getting all those messages of support from home was really what spurred you on at the Gobi. And you said that Gobi really was the key. It was the very first ultra trail that you did, and you decided to do it after just having run a 42.2 kilometer marathon only.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think that first stage of the Gobi Desert Race, I think that's probably been the most important kind of victory or kind of starting point of my career. If I hadn't won that first stage, I don't think I would have had the confidence to go on and try and win the next couple of stages. But looking back at that first stage, yeah, I kind of really didn't know what to expect. All I wanted to do when I realized I was in second position with 10 Ks to go, I just said kind of try win this stage, and if you kind of can't even wake up the next morning, who cares? Like you've won one stage at least. And then I don't know, one thing led to another, and my confidence gradually built over the race. But yeah, and then also getting all the support from the people back home definitely kind of spurred me on to try and to win the Gobi Desert Race.
I think what some people that haven't yet picked up the book and those that will really take out of it, and it's something that the Laureus Foundation actually note about you, and that is your introduction to the sport. You went from a party animal to a mountain goat, and it was this amazing transformation that nobody expected.
Yeah, like I still see some of my friends from school and they look at me and say, like, you're the last person I would have thought that would have been an ultra trail runner or someone that was super into kind of fitness and health and stuff. But yeah, I suppose everything in life is pretty unexpected, and it's been a really kind of cool journey. And I think I've always been an all or nothing person. So kind of whether it was being a party animal or kind of running, kind of I always wanted to kind of do it the best I could.
Okay, now I've got to ask you something. We've got some of the best ultramarathons in the world here in South Africa.
Yes.
We've got 2 oceans, and I know they've got a trail event, but we've got 2 oceans and we've got comrades.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about competing in those?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely kind of on my bucket list, but for me, kind of trail running and road running are so different. So kind of while I'm competing internationally on the trail running circuit, it's really hard to fit in kind of a road running like ultra like comrades. But yeah, it's definitely something I get a lot of FOMO when kind of living in Cape Town and seeing the guys run 2 oceans and then kind of watching comrades on TV. I'll be at both the expos this year, so getting one step closer to running them one day. But yeah, it's definitely something I really want to do one day when I'm big.
All right, lovely stuff. And you'll be able to sign people's books and they'll be able to come and chat to you about it at those 2 expos.
Yes.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. That's
Thank you.
Ryan Sands. And good luck for the rest of the year. I know last year was a pretty tough year, so
Yeah.
all the best for 2016.
Thanks so much.
Ryan Sands, ultra marathon trail running extraordinaire. It's his brand new book, Trailblazer, and it's got everything. It's also got a little bit about his rather glamorous lifestyle with his beautiful wife, actress Vanessa Hayward, now Vanessa Sands, and his dog Tundi that he often tweets about. So you'll be able to see pictures of those as well as some of his victories and all the wonderful places that he's run. That's in the brand new book, Trailblazer. It's time now for Morning Live to take a break. We'll be back after this.